Hey everyone, welcome back. Another plan with me this week. A few things before I get started. I went into Target and because I can't help it, I bought a set of pens. I always go through, I'm like, which pens do I not have? And then I just pick them all up, look at them, and then pick one. But anyway, and I do have the Pentel Energel needle tip, but I didn't have it in blue. So I picked up the dark blue one, and I actually didn't realize it was needle tip till I got it home. That's completely okay because, first of all, I have looked for these in stores before and I couldn't find any of them, and I tried to order off Amazon, but they were like $8 for 2 pens or something crazy, and I was like, I'm not about to do that. So they were like $3.98, I believe, and I got 2. So that's not one of them. Here it is. This is the needle tip, and this is the metal. What is it? Is it just like the regular tip? So there's the difference between the two. So there's that, and I don't know which one I'm going to be using this week. I'm probably going to go ahead and use the needle tip dark blue. This was last week, which it's actually the 24th right now, and I like to plan a few days ahead so it gives me time to edit, upload, and all that goodies. So I have a planner hack for y'all this week, and those of you who are part of the We Love EC group, I posted before about my planner hack. So basically I laminated a Project Life card, attached a coil clip to it, and then attached the pin loop, and I just snap it in here, and I like it because I can move it from page to page. I can put different pins in it. Doesn't matter. It's not like my pin loop is stuck on a folder or a cover, so I always have it. These are some stickers that I made. I have these for sale in the We Love EC Marketplace if you're interested in that. And it's a set of 4, so there's 2 other sheets with these, and they are pretty good size sheets. So anyway, for those of you who don't know, I went ahead and I cut out the back pocket and the plastic pouch because my planner got wet, so it was super bulky, and I'm running out of stickers, so I went ahead and attached some out of a notebook that I don't use anymore. So now I have extra stickers. So anyway, we're just going to go ahead and get started in the plan with me this week. And it is April 27th through May 3rd. I put some stickers on here as samples. I decided that I didn't want them on here because I didn't know what kind of theme I was going to do this week, so I tore them up, and you can still see them. Now these stickers do come up if you put them somewhere and you don't like them, you can pull them up immediately. If you let them sit, they do not come up. So, but it's okay, whatever, I'll just cover it. So I always put things that are going on Post-it notes on the month, and the only thing I have this week is an eye doctor's appointment on the 2nd, and so anyway, we're just going to go ahead and plan out the week. I have these 2 washies. I thought they kind of went well because I'm probably going to be using a lot of teal this week for whatever reason. I always use teal because it makes me happy, so I'm just going to keep using it. So anyway, we're on my skizzers. I'm just going to go ahead and run the washi along the bottom. Now that that's done, I'm going to run this one along the side. Whenever it's like a month like this, split in 2, I always try to use whatever color is on the right side. I try to put like a thinner washi down the left side to kind of pull the 2 weeks together. But to be honest, I wish Erin Condren didn't do it this way. I wish that these were like blank or like a goal writing section for the next month or something useful, which granted it is useful to have the 1st through the 3rd, but I don't like that it's all in the same week. Now, like last week, I put the dots in, and I think I'm going to do the same thing. Instead of putting the fitness planner, it was like a big reminder this week, and I've done really, really great. I've already lost 3 pounds in 4 days just from counting calories and getting over 7,000 steps in a day. So I'm going to continue with that, but instead of putting it as an arrow, I'm going to go ahead and do it as a dot. on this week. Now I have these that I've made and I do really like them, but I don't think I'm going to use them because I really like what's going on with the dots. Now I'm going to have to pull out the dots. Now I organized my drawers this week and I went ahead and this is crazy, but this is just where I put my planner stickers because I have so many different sections and I don't need them because I keep most of my planner stickers in here and my decorative stickers in a basket on a shelf above my desk. So let's see what we got. I'm gonna go ahead and use these dots. I used these dots last week. These are just copycat from the Reset Girl. If you love these color combinations, you can find the exact same ones at the Reset Girl. And I believe she has a website, not a shop, like not an Etsy shop. So, and I have since updated my sticker paper so that you can actually peel off the stickers for whatever reason. I was having some serious issues with the sticker paper I was using before. I didn't care for it, but it's a whole different ballgame now. Okay, so I need to find my Libby & Co. stickers, which I forgot did not fit in the larger, or in my little storage thing that I keep in my drawer. So this week is, I'm going to go ahead and put in my weekend banner and perfect opportunity to use the pink one. I probably could have gone with the lighter pink, but we're not going to. We're going to do the brighter one. I like to put it higher towards the top. And I left some space for just miscellaneous stuff. And I believe I'm going to do a few of these this week. I liked that last week I only did it on a few days. And I actually am going to be starting some classes next month. I'm really nervous. I haven't been in school in like 5 years. So my husband's getting out in November, but probably sooner than that. So I have really been, like, I don't know what we're going to do as far as income because he's going to be going to school. So I needed to get, like, certified and stuff. So I went ahead and I'm going to be taking the child care certification class. These are just some stickers I was going through to see if I needed any of them, and I do not. I'm going to go ahead and use one of these quotes to cover up the bottom one down here. And I'm going to go ahead and use the one that says, "I'd rather wear flowers in my hair than diamonds around my neck." See, covers that up perfectly. I have another little spot here, which I'm actually going to go ahead and run some washi tape over and put a grocery bag because we need to go grocery shopping this weekend. And I want to make sure that we do it before Sunday because the commissary is hell on Sunday. And I'm actually going to go back through and pull out these grocery bags from Libby & Co. I started really liking these stickers, and I find myself I never use them anymore, and I don't know if that's just because they are glossy and I can't write on them without a Sharpie, which I'm actually just going to go ahead and pull out of the drawer instead of pulling that one out, and just I'm going to write commissary at 11 because I have an eye doctor's appointment May 2nd at 9:15. So I want to kind of find a coordinating washi. Let's see what we got over here in this drawer of messes. I'm going to go ahead and use this one. I love this washi. And I'm going to go ahead and put it right above that one. With my reminder, we have 9:15 at North Post PX, and it's going to be $75. My daughter is awake, and I'm going to go ahead and go grab her. Okay, I got her up. She is watching Curious George and having a snack. She does it every day when she gets up from her nap. She watches about a half an hour of Curious George. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it's a little more if I'm like doing something really important. So, and then after this, we're gonna go for a walk. I've been trying to work out about 3 times a day, which I know seems a little excessive, but when you're fat, and sometimes you gotta do something about it. So, I'm gonna go ahead and write in my things. I'm gonna write workout, no spend, and Lister's got a list every single day. We all know the drill. Okay, I did not put Lister's got a list for these 3 days because I don't know what the new list is, when it's coming out, if there's going to be another one, or what's going on with that. So I left it blank. And we do the Bunny's Cage every other day. And Bunny Cage was done on Sunday, so it gets done on Tuesday. Okay, so we've got Bunny's Cage in there. I'm going to go ahead and flip back here again. Monday I do some YouTube information just to keep track of all you lovely people. And I try to do my journal twice a week. And I'm going to go ahead and just write that in. And then I have my weekly to-dos, which are over here. And so I'm going to go ahead and pick out a sticker for the back of here. In the back of here, I already had used all my pink. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and use a purple one. I wonder what I used last week. A teal. Always use teal. Almost always. Okay, so we're gonna write. Also, has anybody noticed that I say okay instead of okay? I wonder if that is annoying. Is that annoying? Does anybody else say it like that? Anywho. Okay, so we're gonna write okay, or to-dos. See, now I'm all caught up on okays. We're gonna write the to-dos. And I need to make an appointment with Annalie for TRICARE. She's only 20, almost 2. She's 20, like 23, 22 months. And she already has my feet problem, which is absolutely no arches. She's already walking on her ankles. So before my husband gets out in the army, I want to see if they can do anything about it now as far as like getting her shoes or something that will help her. I need to do, my rabbit needs fixed. I haven't done that yet. Getting her an appointment. Annalie's clothes. See, I'm a super big procrastinator. I had like 6 things on my to-do list and I haven't done any of them. Except for get signed up for school. Which, to be honest, is the most important. Use my Birchbox points. I don't get Birchbox anymore. But I have like 400. It's pretty blank during the week. I did need to write my fitness journal. To write in my fitness journal. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. For those of you who don't know, I just ordered a fitness journal from Inkwell Press. I was really trying not to because I think they're kind of ridiculously expensive for only 3 months of journaling. But I can already tell that just writing it in a notebook is not going to do. So we're going to try to keep up with it for the week after that, or this week. And see how well I can do. For those of you who like fitness journals and want to make one instead of buy one, I actually have a video about making your own fitness journal, which, had I never seen the Inkwell Press one, I would be just fine with the one I have that I made, but I made it to kind of talk myself out of buying the Inkwell Press, and it just hasn't worked, so we're gonna go and buy it anyway. Ooh, I need to remember to get tickets. I wrote this in black. I'll just go ahead and finish it in black. Tickets for Busch Gardens. We are going at the end of the month to Busch Gardens, so I need to remember to have that done. I'm going to go ahead and cut off my weekend with some skinny washi. I don't know if my husband has a 4-day this weekend or what. I am not sure. The hardest part of washi is finding the where it comes up. And you know, I love spring, but I can say I am not too excited for all of the pink in May for the planner. I'm seriously thinking about switching to Inkwell Press next year. Just because I'm just bored. You know, I just want something new. There's been lots of like people talking about how the Little Bee washi doesn't stick, and it doesn't very well. But if you put it on good enough, like to where it's good enough for you, and close your planner, it will, if you just keep your planner closed for a few hours, it won't come back up. So let's see what else. We've got all of our to-dos during the day. I need my plan out next week sticker, which is somewhere in this pile of stickers. Oh, I got that one, and I've got this one. I'm just going to go ahead and put this down here and write PWN to remember to record plan with me video. Okay. that's about it. It's kind of boring, but it does get filled up pretty quickly. As you've seen last week a few times, I always end up adding more check marks, or, you know, just things come up. I know that there is something going on in town next weekend. Can't remember what it is. I'll have to ask my friend. She, for whatever reason, she just knows. So she's got the scoop on what is going on around town. And these are some stickers that I made. I want to go ahead and use some of them to cover up some of the day and night sections. See, they peel right off. So much easier than the other paper I was using. My cut settings weren't right, but to be honest, that paper wasn't very good either. So. And I made these images with pastels on my own paper, so I did not take them offline. They were created by me, which is nice because a lot of sticker people who make stickers, like when they use glitter stickers, those are just images off the internet that they've used. So, which is okay, but sometimes I think it's nice to have your own that you make. And then we have these flags for every day, and then the to-do boxes, which I really like, and I think next week I'm probably going to move back to them, because, let me show you guys. A few different ones. First we have, these are the check boxes from Libby & Co. And then we have the regular boxes from myself, which I like. These ones are not the pastel ones, but I like it when I have them all right in a row. And then these are ones that I made myself. They're just the smaller ones. Let me see if I have them. Yeah, they're these. But they are just, these ones are the pastel ones, and these ones are just the regular colored ones. And then I have the dots. So, do you prefer the dots? Do you like the small check boxes? Do you like the Libby & Co. check boxes, or do you like the big check boxes? I'm actually super curious. I know I asked the same thing last week, and a lot of people said that they liked the dots better than the small check boxes, but do you prefer the dots over the other two? I'm just curious. So we are going on vacation the last week in May, and then the second to last week in May. So we've got a pretty busy month. We know that we're getting out of the Army, so we want to do all of our vacations while we still can. I really think I'll like this week because it's pretty bright and cheerful. I'm not sure how I will feel about the pink at the end, or all through the month, but we will see. I hope you enjoyed this video and it wasn't too long and boring. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye.